WEZE Boston.
Everybody get exposed. Pray for all my foes, but it's the Nero roll. These rappers gon' sell their soul. I don't care if they hate me, cause the life I chose. Jay-Z mocking Christ with his new movie. One day he gon' pay. You won't catch me partying with Diddy.
Where we celebrate the passion, the spirituality, and the unity of sports, and this healing power to bring us all together. It's one people, not a bunch of individuals or races, things of that sort. Sports has a way of bringing us all together. Hopefully that will continue to everything that we do. Let's just go forward in this. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, Clay. How are you?
I'm great. I'm here with the man who has a vault of sports information trapped inside of his mind.
No, it's a co-vault. It's a co-vault. It's a shared vault of history, facts, and everything in between.
He admits it. I like a guy who admits the truth, because he really does. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here. Kevin, what do we have? What's our joke of the day?
You said it to me.
Okay, I thought you might remember and you might want to get it out there.
Well, it was a joke involving snails. Why do snails fight?
No.
Correct? Oh, well,
how?
How do they fight? They slug it out.
They slug it out. Ladies and gentlemen.
Drum roll on that one.
Pow. Okay. We got a lot to get to, so we must just get to
it. It's a quiet week, I thought, in the sports world.
Oh my!
Did something happen in the NBA this week? I don't know.
Well, and it didn't have to do with LeBron. Finally, something happened that didn't.
Well, that we know of.
Directly have to do with LeBron, like the Diddy parties and things of that sort, and the steroid things that he was involved in. Yeah, those things. But this didn't have anything directly that we know of.
That we know of. Okay. That we know of. More to come. But yeah, a lot to get to. In that, within the NFL, of course, and well, the Celtics stink, the Bruins stink, BC Eagles, college football stink. Thank goodness for the Patriots.
Thank goodness for prayer.
Yeah, and prayer too.
And prayer.
Yeah.
Okay, we are at the end of chapter 6, which is overcoming prayers for victory in spiritual warfare. So we're in the end of chapter 6, overcoming anxiety and fear, and we have done. The belt of truth, breastplate of righteousness, shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and the sword. I learned that from my friend Eric James. I used to call it the sword. He said, no, it's the sword of the Spirit. And we are now ready for victory. So let's get to victory. Pray and ask God to reveal your anxious or fearful thoughts, beliefs, or words. Also consider anything you have thought or said that have questioned God's peace. The untruth of that is that you are afraid of what might happen today, tomorrow, and in all situations. The truth is you don't have to worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself. Then thank God that the power of his truth has been let loose to do the work of the healing inside of you. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. That's great. That's a great sentiment for today and a great prayer. As the saying goes, one day at a time.
One day at a time. One day at a time. Yes, one day at a time. And one situation at a time.
Yeah, that's for sure. All righty then. Well, as Clay mentioned, a lot to get to here on the show, and they only give us an hour. So why don't we get right into it? We'll start always with our questions of the day, today in history, on a couple different.
I think you started off, Kevin.
All right, there we go. Winding the clocks back to the year 1905. 1905, on October 25th of that year, the first college football Crab Bowl Classic. Yes, indeed, was played between Maryland, of course, Maryland University, and Navy. Navy beat Maryland 17-0 in Annapolis. The Crab Bowl was halted by Navy after the 1964 game due to a perceived obscenity by a Maryland player. The question is, well, what was that obscenity?
Yes. What was that obscenity? It's not, well, it is bad, but it's not bad by today's standards. And in that game, that 1964 game, it involved Roger Staubach.
Yes, indeed. Not bad by today's standards.
Yeah.
It's a way of saying hello for some people.
Oh, yeah. Terrible. Anyway, on October 25th, 1990, a little bit more recently, Evander Holyfield KO'd James Buster Douglas in round 3 at the Mirage Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the unified heavyweight boxing championship of the world, meaning he won both the WBA, WBC, and IBF championship belts. Now, our question is, can anybody get this? This is so hard. Who did Buster Douglas defeat to become the heavyweight champion, and how long did his reign as heavyweight champion last? Who did he defeat, and how long did he last? Like 8 years, 10 years, 20 months, something like that.
So from the Crab Bowl Classic of 1905 to boxing in 1990 to a little more recently, last year's World Series between the Yankees and the Dodgers in Game 1 of that World Series last year on October the 25th, 2024. Freddie Freeman, of course, of the Dodgers, first baseman, hit the first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. Can you believe that, Clay? There hadn't been a walk-off grand slam since that time. To secure a 6-3 win over the Yankees in 10 innings at Dodger Stadium. There was another grand slam hit in that 2024 World Series. Who hit it and in what game?
Pretty good.
So if you remember that World Series, and
there's a grand slam hit last night.
Exactly right. And a blowout win for the Blue Jays to take Game 1. And the Blue Jays, of course, advancing to the World Series this time around and beating the Seattle Mariners in 7 games in a great series. And
I'm going to tell you, Dodger fans, this is going to be a tough out for the Dodgers. I mean, they're going to have to scratch and claw their way through 7 games if they want to get through the Blue Jays.
Oh, I think so. I think so. You know, it was really tough last year between an LA team and a New York team. You know, I'm not going to say it's tougher this time between an LA team and a Toronto team. If this was hockey, it would be easy to root for the LA team, but it's a little different here. It's always tough to root for a Toronto team in anything, but
that's why
I like the Blue Jays in this one.
That's the reason why you're going to be handling their points later on.
I guess so.
You're the one handling. I'm going to take the Dodgers. All right, let's get to our commercials, and then we can just start working our way through.
There we go. So why don't we say hello to some of our great sponsors that, keep us going each and every weekend right here on the show. And hey, the number 2 for your calls, 844-249-5247.
5247. Hey, are you feeling a little achy or sore from the cold weather? Then take a visit to Dylan's Russian Steam Bath. At Dylan's Dry Sauna or Wet Steam Room, you can de-escalate, de-stress, and detox your body and mind. A hot place of massage or a variety of oil massages are available. You will enjoy the relaxed atmosphere that features a nutritious snack bar, large screen television, and comfortable lounge chairs to cool off in during your visit. They have 2 convenient locations, one in Chelsea and the other in Quincy. Find them online at Dylan's Russian Steam Bath or call 617-549-3484 for more information. To enjoy your best health, visit Dylan's Russian Steam Bath, where heat, steam, and water have a therapeutic effect.
Well, my friends, I want to talk to you about computers. Is your computer screen cracked or have a black screen? Is it slow to charge or does it exhibit abnormal battery drainage? Does your PC run slow or have keyboard issues? Well, then Philcomp Computer Center, located at 1690 Dorchester Avenue, is your remedy for all your computer and medical problems. Philcomp Computer Center has been in the computer repair, upgrade, malware removal, and data recovery business for over 20 years. Whether your computer is a Mac or IBM-based, give them a call. Their number, 617-265-1910. That is 617-265-1910. To solve all your computer problems, our good friends at the Philcomp Computer Center.
Do you want to live a happier, healthier lifestyle? Do you want to get rid of back, hip, and neck pains? Then look no further than Karma Don Yoga. Karma is an accomplished and experienced yoga instructor who specializes in total body restorative yoga. So whether you are young or old, short or tall, in shape or out of shape, Karma is your best choice. Check out her classes and times at karmadonyoga.com. That's karmadonyoga.com. Your body and mind deserve good karma. Unbelievable.
There we go. Well, on cue, when I give the phone number, Wayne must have been waiting by the phone.
844 244-249-5247. It is. Wayne, you're the first one up. What do you got?
Wayne, please tell me you're not predicting an Eagles win today.
Again,
we have nowhere to
again,
go but up
predicted
from
another
here.
win again.
So we are looking for players for next year. I think this season is a wash. We're going to see who wants to be on the program for next year. We may even be looking for a new head coach.
Oh no.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. I as I said last week on the show, I think the one good thing about this, so there's really no good ways to look at it.
No.
When very likely your only win this year is going to be against Fordham, which just says a lot.
We cannot go 1-11.
I hope not, but as I say, with their schedule going forward, it could very well be that way, unfortunately. But that being said, Bill O'Brien has taken accountability. There's no question about it. Listen, I'm not giving him excuses in any way.
What do you mean?
But
yes, you are.
Well, what I'm saying is, it is very. I've said this before on the show. It's very difficult to recruit in the ACC. I'm not sure BC should even be in the ACC. Maybe they should be in the AAC or a different conference where they'll be able to. They were.
I think you have the point.
They were in the Big East for a very long time before they came over to the ACC, and it's just very difficult. And a lot of these guys, Bill O'Brien really hasn't been able to recruit much. A lot of these guys still were remaining from the Jeff Hafley era before Bill O'Brien came over, and I think it's showing here. Obviously, especially last year's team, was a lot of Hafley's leftovers as well, and Bill O'Brien has yet to really make his mark. So I don't think he's going to be fired. If we'll see what happens if things will really have to go bad, and they already.
All right, are you predicting the win, Wayne?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And we may have to go. We may have to open up our budget. We may have to set some NIL monies for
There you go.
Future. So money fixes everything, as we're seeing in the NBA right now. What's going on?
That's a little jab in the ribs there for the NBA.
I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie Casablanca with Captain Louis Renault. Rick, we're closing you down. There's gambling going on here. I'm shocked. You're winning, sir. Thank you.
We're shocked. We're shocked. The NBA is winning they're shocked after they pushed legalized gambling as hard as they could.
So what kind of sentences do you think these guys are going to be receiving? Is it too early for that? Are they going to, because of their monies or something, they may get a slap on the wrist? Or
no, they're going to do some time.
You think so?
They're going to do some time.
You think they're going to go to the slammer?
They got these guys dead to right. We looked at the charges. We were reading them before the show, and they got these guys on white. Tim Donaghy, he went to jail. Yeah. So if he went to jail, these guys are going to go.
Yeah, they'll spend some time.
Now, did they also look at Joey Crawford? Remember how he kicked Tim Duncan out of a game while he was on the bench, sitting on the bench laughing? He tossed it.
That's right. I'm not a Tim Duncan fan. Throw him out of the game. Tim Duncan was a passive aggressive type of, he's on the bench laughing, and Joey threw him out the game. I don't think they had to do with money though. I think he just had to do it.
No.
What's very interesting about all this, the Miami Heat actually are standing behind Terry Rozier.
Get out of here.
And Bam Adebayo, who's obviously the Heat captain, saying, you support him through and through. That's our brother at the end of the day. It felt kind of weird without him being here, actually, because he's the first person I get to talk to in the morning. He brings great energy to our team. Adebayo made clear how the team still feels about Rozier. We stand behind him, full support.
These guys don't know when to shut their mouths.
Yeah. Eric Spoelstra, the head coach, going on to say Terry's somebody who is very dear to all of us. He's had a real positive impact on our locker room and the staff and players alike, and that includes last year when he wasn't in the rotation oftentimes. We send our thoughts and our care for him as he goes through this.
Mm-hmm.
So you think there are going to be a lot more players going to be implicated in this, or you think?
I think it's possible.
Everything.
I think it's possible. I think we haven't seen the last of who's going to be indicted here. And
once they start talking, when they get these guys in the room and they start talking,
right? And we'll see how the legal process plays out. We're not lawyers here. We don't know, but we can predict things, and we can see what happens. But I'm sure plea deals are being discussed and a number of those different things. And but I think Clay's right in the fact that they will probably do some time. That's my guess. We'll see what happens. I mean, the idea that Terry Rozier 2 years ago would take himself out of a game,
they got him
for a phantom foot injury. I mean,
it's just ridiculous.
Terry, if you're going to do that, do it a little bit better. You know, I mean,
Trip,
come on.
just trip over somebody.
Yeah.
Face first, face
So
plant.
what does that say about the NBA now? How they investigated him and cleared him?
Oh gosh.
So are they like the Keystone Cops or something?
You know,
because
yeah, and we know that. We're going to get to that a little bit later on in the show. So we're going to devote a little time to that. But the NBA is so they are so corrupt and so co-conspirators in this whole mess.
So I want to take a guess from the boxing question. Was that Mike Tyson that Buster Douglas beat?
Of course. I mean, everybody's got to know that. Yeah, that was Buster Douglas's shining moment in which he came from nowhere and rose up like a phoenix in Tokyo, Japan, and knocked out Mike Tyson.
Well, you remember the night before that, I think he discovered his mom had cancer. Then you got to go fight Mike Tyson. I mean, this guy had nothing to lose that night, man.
No.
Anyway, I just
keep going.
I just want to say something about that kid Newcomb for the 76ers, man. What a talent that kid is. Did you see him on draft night? That kid is so hungry. I think he's going to be the rookie of the year with his play.
Well, he sure looked like the rookie of the year. What was that? Wednesday night. I mean, he creamed the Celtics. What did he have? Like 25 points?
34. 34. Yeah. But it's a really nice story if you get to see his draft night. That kid is hungry and he's playing for his family. I mean, I love my Celtics, man, but that kid's story is just heartbreaking, man, and gut-wrenching. And it's a beautiful story.
Yeah, well, he better stay away from gambling. Stay away from the casinos.
For sure.
For sure. Keep that kid under wraps. Don't let him walk into a casino. Don't let him talk to anybody nefarious in the NBA channels.
Well, the Celtics should have won that game, by the way, on Wednesday night, but I think that's going to be a storyline going forward.
Hopefully his family is more like Jaden McDaniel's mom, and the gatekeeper blocking everybody from him. So
that's a story into itself. Gosh,
gentlemen, have a great show, and I'll be listening.
All right, thanks, Wayne.
Thank you, Wayne. Let's get into the World Series right now. Let's just get into it.
Yeah, we're going to do that though, but we got John on the line, so that'll be a good. That'll
be
a good segue to the World Series. John, we're just getting started talking about baseball here. Good morning.
And of course, I want to talk about the NBA gambling.
Oh, of course. Why everybody's topic this morning? Go ahead. Why not?
Away from it.
But I got to tell you something. That's going to go down in history as worse than the Chicago on the White Sox 1919 scandal. 10 times worse than Tim Donaghy.
Wow.
With one person that was involved. I got to tell you something. These guys were pretty clever, but you got to remember, Big Brother was always watching. They did a lot of stuff on cell phones and computers. Let me tell you something. If they did the stuff face to face, they would have got away with this. They would have got away with everything.
Well, especially, especially John, as gambling and has taken off, really, sports betting in particular. I mean, there were oversight groups that watch all this stuff and to report abnormal bets and wagers and things like that. And when you get a guy that is not an injury report that takes himself out 9 minutes into a game, that's very suspicious.
Crazy. I wish he was my best friend. I'd be rich.
I mean, his best friends are rich, but they're going to jail.
Well, I got to keep you out of jail, John.
Yeah, you guys will get me on. I trust you. But listen, a friend of mine who's a professional poker player in Vegas, played in the World Series of Poker, he called me yesterday, and he says, if you ever see anybody offering celebrity poker, like play poker with Roman Anthony, play poker with Larry Bird.
With Chauncey Billups.
It's a scam. Yeah, Chauncey Billups, who's a Hall of Famer. It is a scam. It's a scam. Because people promoting these things are up to no good, and they're hiring these people. And I don't believe Chauncey Billups knew it was a cheating scandal. I think somebody gave him $500,000 and said, hey, Chauncey, will you play poker with people online against a neutral dealer? And he figured it wasn't going to hurt him, because do you think in his right mind he's going to give up his Hall of Fame career, give up coaching the Trailblazers? He gets $2.5 million a year, but someone offered him $500,000 or $1 million cash to get involved with that celebrity poker, and I think they took Chauncey hook, line, and sinker.
Well, they did it for years. Yeah, I mean,
He's been a model citizen. He's been a model citizen for decades.
Yeah.
You never heard anything bad about Chauncey Billups, contract negotiations, anything.
Yeah, but
Nothing bad about him.
John, this has been going on for years. He can't be a dupe for that long, could he?
I don't know. Hey, listen, Clay. Listen. I've been around the block a few times. You've been around the block a few times. But if somebody gets you on a bad day and they lure you in with stupid amounts of cash, you might go for it.
Mm.
And you're thinking it's something that's as harmless as poker, online poker. It's not drugs. It's not transferring alcohol from Boston to Tennessee. It's a simple online poker game. He was thinking no one was going to get hurt. But they swindled a lot of people for millions of dollars.
Well, at the end of the, I mean, John, at the end of the day, it's an integrity issue. It's an integrity issue, and I think that says a lot. But we're going to talk about it more. But hey, did you watch Game 1 last night of the World Series? And I know you have a prediction on the series. I
was surprised they actually hit.
Yeah.
This has been the non-hitting playoffs. All these teams. Look at Ohtani. He's 1 for 27, and he comes out last night. The Blue Jays got him right where they want him. Hey, I'll tell you something. If the Blue Jays steal that game today with Gausman, which I don't think they will because they got Yakamoto on the mound, I think the Dodgers are in big trouble.
The Dodgers do not want to go back to Dodger Stadium down 2-0. That's for sure.
I have faith in the Dodgers. We're gonna, whether it's down 2-0 or 1-1. I have faith in the Blue.
Which blue? Which blue? They're both blue. Yeah.
Well, the Dodger blue.
The blue, the Milwaukee Brewers. Look at the Milwaukee Brewers. They were the best team in baseball the whole year, and they didn't hit a lick during every playoff game.
Well, at least for the second half, they were the best team in the year. But
right. But I mean, you think they could put up 2 or 3 runs a game? Then we're getting shut out.
I know. Well, it's too bad because I'd like to see Toronto win here. It's very difficult for me to say that, but I'd like to see the Blue Jays win.
They never won one.
But
they've won 2 World Series.
Yeah, 1993, the last time they were there.
92 and 93.
Any team is Seattle. If you wanted to see a team that's never won anything, Seattle is the one that you wanted to see. But
right,
but John, we're gonna have to run because there's some things we have to get to, and we're gonna have to run. But so you're predicting the Blue Jays for the series?
No, I didn't even make a prediction. I just want to tell all your listeners: listen, if they see anything involved with celebrity poker online or at a church, stay away. It's a scam.
All right, there we go. We'll spread the word.
And a World Series of poker player told me how it is.
Okay, John.
So right. First off, you should be careful doing anything online anyways.
Absolutely. That's right. All right, John. Good man. Thanks so much.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
They see online poker playing at their church. That what kind of church would that be?
I have not seen that.
I have not seen
possible it's out there in other churches.
If you see that at your church, get away from that church. Okay, let's get into the World Series.
Yes.
Here. Okay, the World Series. Yeah. I had some questions I was going to ask you there.
I believe I was supposed to ask you those questions.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me.
I'm asking you.
He's always asking me. He always wants to be the host of these quiz shows.
That's right. Okay, the Major League Baseball World Series at the Electric Rogers Center in Toronto last night. The Blue Jays win with a 9-1 6th inning. The Dodgers had 7 days off. They look rusty. The Dodger pitchers allowed as many hits last night as they did the entire Milwaukee Brewers series. Kevin, I have 3 questions for you. Who is the leader of the Blue Jays? 2. Can the Dodger pitchers rebound? Or you don't really care because you don't want to. And wait a minute. What did the Jays do to the Dodger pitching? I should ask you. Okay, what did the Jays do to the Dodger pitching? And will the Jays win the series?
What did they do to the Dodgers pitching? They beat up on them. Okay. And it wasn't from guys like Vlad Guerrero and Bo Bichette, who's back from injury, who hasn't played in the whole playoffs. He's on the World Series roster. It's their role players, the Dalton Varshos, the Alejandro Kirks, some of these guys that, if you're not following baseball as much as we are, you probably don't really hear compared to the Dodgers caliber for Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and a Shohei Ohtani.
Yes.
So it's the role players that are contributing in a big win last night. We talked about the idea.
Hitter, right? A pinch hitter.
Yeah, exactly right. Last night. Barger, yeah. So, that being said, teams are very successful when all those cylinders are working, when you get your role players, your star players, pitching, everything coming together. And they got a great young kid on the mound, Savage, last night, 22 years old, youngest pitcher to pitch in a World Series, to start game on a World Series since 1947. He had a great game
Really?
last night. Yeah, exactly right. And I think it's great. I think it's good for baseball seeing other teams, particularly in the American League. We'd love to see the Red Sox, but other teams be in the conversation here. We haven't seen the Blue Jays, obviously, in the World Series since 1993. Would have been great to see Seattle in there. They've never gone to the World Series. I know Clay was hoping for a Dodgers Mariners World Series for the environmental reasons, but it was a great game last night for them. If you're a Blue Jays fan, a fan of teams that haven't won in a while, and not a fan of the Dodgers. So listen, that was that click last night. You're asking me a question of who the leaders of the Dodgers are.
I want to know who the leader of the Blue Jays are, since you've been involved with the Blue Jays more.
Well, I haven't really been involved with the Blue Jays. I think they have it's a good mix of young talent and veteran guys. I mean, I mentioned Guerrero and Bichette, but it's a real, I wouldn't identify one real leader on that team. I think it's a mix of guys and guys doing their part and everyone contributing. I think it's a team that has gone under the radar. Nobody really expected. I don't think anybody expected this Toronto Blue Jays team that was assembled on paper at the beginning of the year to then go to not just win the World Series, win the American League East over the Yankees.
Because they had the fourth worst record.
Correct. Beat the Yankees in the American League Division Series, then go to the World Series, and then now up 1-0 Dodgers and have a chance to win here.
Well, only the Athletics, the Angels, and the Chicago White Sox had worse records than Toronto.
Last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody ever thought these guys were going anywhere close to the pennant, World Series, least of all the division. They were last in the division last year. Okay, you had the Yankees, Red Sox, Rays, and the Orioles. Then you had the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays were the last place team.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking up at everyone.
Right.
And now
the Red Sox finished in third last year, aren't the Orioles finish above them?
I didn't have the order, but I know the Blue Jays. Yeah, the Blue Jays were at the bottom of the pack.
Correct.
And now all of a sudden, here they are in the World Series. It's incredible.
Yeah, no, it is. And a guy that I think you want to talk about leaders. One guy I didn't mention who has obviously the most playoff experience on that team is George Springer. You know, George Springer, who has obviously won his World Series with the Astros and has been there in multiple big games. Him coming in, he's been with the Blue Jays now for a couple of years, finally getting an opportunity to bring that postseason. There he is now. If you're watching us on the stream, obviously bring his playoff experience to Toronto. That is playing dividends here and playing out very nicely.
Well, I'm going to tell you that I'm going to do a little thing on the Dodgers here. But I think Vlad Guerrero's the leader of that team.
He's certainly one of them.
Yeah,
he's certainly one of them.
Looks like he carries them emotionally. I mean, that guy is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of David Ortiz.
Remind you of his father. You know,
his father was never that emotional.
No, but he was a good player.
He was a great player. Okay, I'm going to take on the Dodgers here and basically repeat the same questions and answer them. What happened? Who's the leader of the Dodgers? Well, I don't think the Dodgers have a leader, and I think that's a problem. I know the guy Ohtani is a great hitter, a great pitcher, but I don't know if he's the leader of the team. He's definitely not very emotional. So they have a vacuum when it comes to that, and I think that might play a part in this series. The pitching. Can the Dodger pitching rebound? Because they were 8 alive last night. It seems like everyone they put out there was nickel and dimed and then beat up on at the end. Yeah, they're going to be bound. They're going to be bound. And I still am picking the LA Dodgers to take the series. They're going to have to find that intestinal fortitude deep within and dig down there and find it like a miner. Go down there and find the gold and bring it up to win this series. I think they can do it. We'll find out. Kevin's got the Blue Jays. I have the Dodgers.
We'll find out. Well, I think the Dodgers will rebound tonight and beat the Blue Jays actually in game 2 behind a pitching performance of, as John mentioned, Mr. Yamamoto, who had a complete game to advance to the World Series when they beat the Brewers in 4 games last weekend. And you're right. I think being off for a week, Clay, it's a good and bad thing. And it can be good, obviously, to get rest, but also can make you rusty, you know, especially when you're playing well. You want to keep it going. You don't want to take a break. You don't want to slow down at the wrong time here. And I think we've seen time and time again teams that have gone on really hot streaks and they take some time off for whatever reason, breaks and this and that, and then they come out flat. And I'm not saying the Dodgers are going to be that for the rest of the series, but I think last night we sort of saw that. The Blue Jays have been playing hard. They just came off a tough 7-game series back and forth against a good Seattle Mariners team.
Right.
And the momentum is with them. They're ready to go,
They
keep it
jumped right
rolling.
on 'em.
And they jumped on the train there last night.
Right.
That's for sure. But I think the Dodgers, obviously, with their pitching, Blake Snell didn't pitch well last night. He's pitched well in the playoffs. Got Yamamoto, Ohtani, a number of guys that are going to contribute. But I think this is going to be a good series. But big win for the Blue Jays in the first game on Friday night.
You got to get emotional. You got to get emotional. You got to match that emotion. And with that emotion, we want to bring up Brad Marchand.
Talk about emotional.
Yeah, talk about emotional. Brad Marchand was in town, and of course the Bruins lost the game to the Panthers. But that was really the afterthought. They did a memorial to Brad Marchand that was brought tears to my eyes, and we're going to show you part of it here because, it's Brad Marchand.
Get your Kleenex out.
Gosh, I cannot stand the Jacobs for the owners of the Bruins. I cannot stand them, but at least they put this together and made that look right. They made that right.
They did. And watching that and seeing the emotion from, I don't think I've seen a player in any sport, for that matter, Clay, return to the place they called home for so many years and have that much emotion.
He was crying.
Crying.
Yeah.
I mean, just watching it. That's how much the Bruins meant to Brad Marchand. And that's how much the fans and everybody here love this man.
Correct.
And we talked about here when the trade happened last February, how we sort of knew there was a chance it was going to happen. I never thought it was a done deal. But, at the end of the day, we had it really good. As Bruins fans, we had it really, really good. And it's a shame. And I don't believe we ever really needed to blow it all up.
No.
We really didn't. We really, really didn't. There were other ways that the Bruins could have managed this situation, and
if they weren't always looking at the pocket.
They went the nuclear option and got rid of a guy that was the heart and soul of this team.
Not that they were paying him, like a real superstar, because they weren't. But
Right.
even they couldn't stand that. So I don't know what to say for these guys here. They're the worst owners in the whole state of any professional team. Period.
Well,
and they have been. They have been since they bought the team.
Well, I wouldn't say when they bought the team. I mean, you did win a Stanley Cup in 2011. And you have had teams that have been very competitive and regular season successful. And again, you should have won the Stanley Cup in 2019. I think there was really no excuse for that. But Clay, that being said, I think in more recent years, it's really just it's sad. It's like poetic. Like, how can a team that has always been in it regular season year after year, in it to win a Stanley Cup with the guys who've assembled on the ice, fall down in a matter of a year and become a laughingstock in the National Hockey League?
I will tell you why, Kevin. In the 50 years that the Jacobs have owned
rhetorical question, but go ahead.
Okay, yeah. In the 50 years that they have owned this team, they've owned this team for 50 years. They've only been to the but twice. They've only won it once. Guys, these guys don't care. Face it, they don't care. They want butts in the seats, and they will pay just enough in order to have players that will work hard tirelessly through the regular season. But when it gets to the playoffs and the upper echelon talent is now needed in order to go forward, the Bruins aren't going to pay for it. They are not going to pay for it. They don't have any intention of paying for it. And they've been pulling this charade off for 50 years. And I myself have had it up to here with them. And that's all that I want to say about this matter.
Well, I'd like to say just a few more things here before we move on to our NFL discussion. I think I would be more, not understanding, but less critical, perhaps, of the Jacobs family if the decision was made to get rid of Don Sweeney and Cam Neely. I mean, seriously, what incriminating evidence do Don Sweeney and Cam Neely have on the Jacobs? I want to know, because how in God's name are they still involved with this organization making decisions?
I'll tell you why, Kevin, because they do what they're told. They keep the budget low.
I mean, Don Sweeney will go down as one of the worst general managers in NHL history, especially when it comes to drafting and especially when it comes to making trades. I mean, the team they have assembled right now on the ice, put a junior team out there and they'll be competitive. Okay. I mean, if I'm David Pastrnak, I say, get me out of here.
Yeah, I know. And we can go on and on because It's so disappointing.
They simply do not care about winning or being competitive.
They do not
and
care.
by the way, Clay, you said about putting butts in the seats for fans.
Right.
I went to opening night, not a sellout. The fans are not going to see a bad hockey team.
Good. I'm glad. I'm glad the Boston fans have finally smartened up. Show with your pocket. And with that,
to pay $15 for a beer and $20 for a hot dog?
Yeah. Yeah. And they own the concession stands.
And by the way, the Bruins have lost 6 in a row. And that's all I'll say.
But we want to be upbeat here. We're going to
talk about the Patriots.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the Patriots. Spirituality, passion, that's what we stand for. Humor. Yeah. None of this downcast stuff that we've been ranting on for the past 5 minutes.
We have to be realistic. And thanks for playing that Brad Marchand tribute, because
he deserved it.
He deserved it. He deserved. Well,
yeah, he deserved it.
I'm glad he's found himself with the Florida Panthers.
A winning team.
Yeah.
All right. I think we have the early American.
Yes. So all that yelling makes me hungry.
Yeah.
So I want to say hello to our friends at the Early American Diner.
Where do you go for the best breakfast and the best lunch in the South Metro Boston Quincy area? You go to the Early American Diner located at 1054 Hancock Street in Quincy. From their strawberry shortcake French toast to their famous corned beef hash for breakfast to the lunch menu, which includes a variety of burgers and specialty sandwiches such as the Waldorf turkey, made with roasted turkey, apple slices, and walnuts. So, whether you want to dine in their cozy restaurant, take out, or have it delivered, the Early American Diner in historic Quincy, Massachusetts, is your go-to eatery to enjoy great food at great prices at your convenience.
Now, the Early American Diner, great spot there, Hancock Street in Quincy. Go have a nice meal and then go buy a house. Our friends at Oyama Investments. If you're looking for a smart investment or searching for a place to call your home, we want to welcome you to Oyama Investments, where your dreams do find a foundation. At Oyama Investments, well, they're more than just real estate. They're your trusted partner, building a secure future. Whether you're investing in a property that'll grow with you or purchasing your dream home, they make the process easy, transparent, and rewarding for you, and they specialize in finding properties that align perfectly with your goals. Imagine yourself owning a piece of the future, whether it be a luxury apartment, a commercial space, or a family home in the perfect neighborhood. And well, if you're new to the real estate investment world, don't worry. They're here every step of the way, helping you make informed choices with confidence. Real estate prices rising. There's never been a better time to invest. If you're ready to see your dreams come to life, visit www.oyamainvestments.com. Give them a call, 617-221-881 today, where your vision becomes reality. That's good friends at Oyama Investments.
Unbelievable.
There we go. Well, of course, want to thank all our great sponsors that keep us going here on the air each and every weekend, so that Clay and I can yell about the Bruins and the Celtics. And but a topic we're not going to yell about, maybe we'll yell about enjoy, is the New England Patriots. And another win for the Patriots last week, a big 31-13 win down in Nashville. Mike Vrabel's return to Tennessee, to the team that brought him in and then fired him. They hired him so that they could fire him. There we go. And the Patriots with a big win last week as they continue their quest to not just make the playoffs, but win the AFC East as well, 5-2.
5-2.
And they take on the Cleveland Browns back home at Gillette tomorrow afternoon.
Now, this might be a trap game because I'm looking at it. At home, they are 1-2. They have 1 win and 2 losses. Away, they are 4-0.
Well, they played three games in a row on the road. Very rare to see that, but it's
Buffalo,
nice to have
the
them
Saints,
back home.
And Tennessee.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's nice to have them back home. I think a trap game is fair. I think any of these games that are against poor opponents are always going to be considered trap games. I think the one thing that stands out to me in this game, other than the Saints and the Titans, is that the defense. I think anytime you put Myles Garrett out in the field, Clay, he's going to present challenges for your offense. But the Patriots will have to respond. They've done that before, and I think this will be a real test for Drake May. The Browns obviously have only won 2 games this year, but that being said, they had a big win against the Miami Dolphins last week. But,
who does it?
But that's pretty easy. Pretty easy to do. And by the way, the latest excuse that Tua is saying that he's too small and he can't see over his offensive linemen. So that's
really?
his excuse.
He just discovered that?
Yeah, he just discovered that, I guess, recently.
But how about the GM? The GM didn't know this?
I guess not.
Mr. Bobby Gray Jr. didn't know this when he drafted. Weak arm, weak arm, undersized Tua Tagovailoa?
Yeah, I guess not. But so I think this will be a no, I'm not going to say it's a trap game, but this will be a test. This will be a real test. I think the Browns have got a great defense, no question. The offense is obviously a whole different story. I'm not going to say Dylan Gabriel's terrible, but
he is terrible.
Hey, Clay says he's terrible. I was going to say he's not good, but that being said, the Browns have already said that they're not giving Shedeur Sanders starting reps behind Gabriel. So
really,
we're not crossing off the list. If you expected to see Shedeur Sanders at least starting this game, well, that's not going to happen against the Patriots. But I'm expecting a win for them to go 6-2. But
I think so too.
I think
it's a wrap.
I think this will be a good game.
It's a wrap because they're going to have to run the ball with Dylan Gabriel in there, and the Patriots are built to stop the run.
Yeah,
they're going to track Jenkins down, Sampson down, and they're going to just pummel those guys. It's not going to be much of a game. Patriots should win 31-10.
Well, it was 31-13 last week. We'll say 3 less for the opponent in this one. Clay, is this going to be the game that Travion Henderson finally breaks out? Josh McDaniels hinting at it could be, but will it?
I can't read it. I really can't decipher. I don't know why they haven't been playing the guy. They wanted to build Ramondre Stevenson's confidence up, I guess. So they ran the guy through holes that a truck could get through to make him feel better about himself after fumbling. He had the fumbleitis early in the season, but I can't figure it out. But whatever's doing is winning. I can't argue with winning if they're winning. So whatever they're doing is working. I got to say it's working.
It's working. It's working. Let's keep it rolling. Browns this week, Atlanta next week, and a big matchup against Baker Mayfield.
Speaking of which,
coming up. And how did we do last week?
How did you do last week?
I think we did pretty well. You
12.
seem to follow my lead. So
you went 12-2.
Well, it should be 14-0. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
But I'll tell you what. Last time I take the Atlanta Falcons, that's for sure.
Your 2 losses were Dallas, which was a total upset because Washington was favored in that one, and of course Atlanta. Blowing the bag, blowing everything as usual, just when it looks like they're going to be the team that rises up to Mount Olympus. No, Atlanta falls right back down in the pits and just thrashes around.
Like Jacksonville, I giveth and I taketh away. My vote of confidence is falling in some of these teams.
You were so close. And my fault was I thought maybe the Jets, after losing 6 in a row, the odds were on their side to win one going against Carolina, but I think they lost. What was the score of that?
13-6.
13-6. That's how the Jets lost. 13-6. So it happens.
Embarrassing.
Okay.
Not for you, but for the Jets.
Let's move on because we're going to talk about this NBA scandal.
Yeah, we're going to fly through these games here. Week 8 of the NFL. Clay, can you already believe we're in week 8? My goodness, time is flying. Thursday night game, we have the Chargers beat up on Carson Wentz and the Minnesota Vikings 37-10. Nice to see a win for Justin Herbert. The Chargers have been struggling as of late, and they rebounded nicely at home with a big win there. And the Vikings continue to struggle without J.J. McCarthy. And even with J.J. McCarthy, I'm going to say, would they be in any other position? I'm not so sure that would be the case. Yeah. Alrighty then, the first game on the matchup, well, of course, 2 teams we've already talked about. The Miami Dolphins travel down to Atlanta to play the aforementioned Atlanta Falcons, a team that I don't want to pick, but since they're playing the Dolphins, I have to pick them by default. And what's it going to take? We ask this question every week, what's it going to take with the Dolphins? But give me the Falcons to rebound and to win against Tua.
What Kevin wants to say is, what is it going to take to fire Mike McDaniels? Yes. I'll finish the sentence for him. He wanted to, but he didn't want to, but I did. So what is it going to take to fire Mike McDaniels? I don't know. I'm
not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay. Well, there it goes. New York. The New York Giants, New York football Giants with Jackson are traveling to Cincinnati, the Queen City. They take on the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Flacco, and I'm taking Joe Flacco. Not even thinking about it.
Well, that's the Jets, actually, in this one. But I think regardless of the Jets or the Giants, I'll take Joe Flacco against his former team, the Jets in Cincinnati. And obviously, Joe with the big win we talked about on Thursday night last week against Aaron Rodgers. And they'll keep it rolling, trying to go 4-4. Jets, maybe they'll bring out Joe Namath to save this season. I don't think that's going to happen. And
nah,
I expect them to go 0-8. It's embarrassing there. And I'll take the Bengals. Anyway, we talked about this game already. The Browns travel to Gillette. Patriots back home against Cleveland. Fair by 7.5. I expect them to get the 6th win of the year. Why not? Be a tough defensive game, but I take the Patriots at home.
Can you believe it? The Patriots are favored by 7.5. I'm rolling with you.
There we go.
Let's go, Patriots.
Okay.
Buffalo's traveling to Carolina. I'm just going to make this quick, fast, short, sweet, and in a hurry. I'm taking Buffalo to rebound and take care of Bryce and the Carolina Panthers.
No Bryce Young in that game. Andy Dalton is going to be starting.
That's even
worse for Carolina. Buffalo coming off the bye. No way they lose three in a row, especially going down to Carolina. But the Panthers have been an interesting team. They're 4-3 this year. Give me Buffalo, though, against the Andy Dalton-led Carolina Panthers. The Giants traveled to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Giants had a crazy crazy when you see this on this. Hold on, Clay. Look at this. You see the 4:00 game last week. Look at this. You see this? Look at it on the TV screen here. Going into the fourth quarter last week against the Broncos, they're up 19-0, losing that game 33-32.
33-32.
It goes to show all the holes there. But hey, listen, Jackson Dart's had a good year so far. But anyway, give me the Eagles at home. No A.J. Brown in that game too, by the way.
I'm taking the Eagles also.
Okay, there we go.
Since I screwed up the order there, but
okay.
Let's try Chicago. Is going to go against Baltimore. Okay, Chicago against Baltimore. I'm taking Chicago. I have to take a visiting team.
Taking the Bears on the road. As much as I want to join you with that, I am liking what I see so far from Caleb Williams and this Ben Johnson-led Chicago Bears team. Lamar Jackson's back. The Ravens need to win. They're 1-5. It's been just a putrid year for them with all their injuries and inconsistencies. But if Lamar's back, they're at home. Give me the Ravens in a close win.
Is Lamar back?
Yes, that's likely going to happen this week. So,
okay.
As much as I want to take the Bears, I could be wrong on that. I'm going to take the Ravens.
I'm taking the Ravens also.
There we go. We switch horses there. Okay. Alrighty, 49ers, San Francisco, big win on Sunday night at home against the Falcons last week. Travel down to Houston. Houston coming off a loss Monday night in Seattle. Been a tough year for the Texans. Let's see. No Brock Purdy in this one. Mac Jones is going to start. Even with the depleted 49ers defense, they still find a way to get it done. Give me the 49ers on the road against Houston.
I hate to say it. I'm agreeing with him again. We're going with the 49ers. I don't see Houston putting up any resistance. We'll see what happens. Tampa is traveling to New Orleans. Tampa is favored by 3.5. They're coming off a loss. I'm taking Tampa Bay to take on the Saints and beat them.
I think the Buccaneers should be favored a little bit more than 3.5. Obviously, some of the weapons are down for Baker Mayfield. Mike Evans probably going to be out for most of the year. Godwin's hurt, but they're finding ways to get it done. Tough loss at home, on the road in Detroit last week on Monday Night Football, which I thought would be a little bit of a better game than it was.
Not even close.
But I expect them to take care of Spencer Rattler and the Saints. Baker Mayfield coming out and saying, I hate the Saints. So that'll be a interesting matchup down there in the Superdome, but I take the Buccaneers in that one easily. Alrighty then, in a good 4:25 matchup, the Cowboys, big win at home last week against Commanders, traveled to, as we just mentioned, the Broncos in a crazy win against the Giants in a game that a lot of people count them out. As much as I like to take Dallas, Clay, Dallas is terrible on the road, and it's always tough going into Denver. So I find Bo Nix has a chance to get it done. I think he will, and give me Denver at home against Dak.
We are not disagreeing on this one either. I am going with Denver to take care of business at home. Tennessee is traveling to Indianapolis. I'm taking Indianapolis. I'm not even going to think about it.
Well, I said last week on the show that Indy's the best team in the AFC. I stand by that with a big win on the road against the Chargers last week. I expect for them to take on the Titans with ease in an AFC South matchup. So give me Daniel Jones at home.
You got him.
Against the Titans easily. Sunday Night Football in a game that Aaron Rodgers, Clay, is saying is not a revenge game. The Packers travel to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers looking to become the fifth quarterback in NFL history to beat all 32 NFL teams and looking to do against a team that made him who he was, the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Give me the Steelers at home against the Packers.
I can't believe it. I'm taking the Steelers also. I'm taking the Steelers.
The Packers may be the first overall seed in the NFC just because they beat the Lions in week 1. But I'm not really been impressed by Jordan Love so far to start the year.
And not only that, I'm looking at Flacco. I mean, Aaron Rodgers too. Actually, take
same
this,
guy.
The same guy. Actually, take this as a revenge game and really go at him.
He says it's not, but we'll see. And then finally, Monday Night Football. Only one Monday Night Football game this week, and it's the Washington Commanders getting a lot of primetime games. You go to the NFC Championship last year, and you get all these primetime games. They travel to Arrowhead to play the Kansas City Chiefs. No Jaden Daniels in that game. He's out. Marcus Mariota is in. I'll take the Chiefs to win this one at home against the Commanders.
No Jaden Daniels, no chance. I'm taking the Chiefs. We have not disagreed on that one game, Kevin. We're either going to be all right or we're going to be all wrong.
Yeah, that's right. There was one disagreement with Chicago, but when you heard that Lamar Jackson was playing.
Yeah, took care of that pretty quick.
Took care of that. So there we go.
All right, we need to move on to this NBA.
Yes, so we got 5.5 minutes here to go on the show, and as we talked a little bit about already, the NBA betting scandal that has rocked not just the league, but really the sports world this past week with the indictments of Terry Rozier, former Celtics player, and of course Chauncey Billups, NBA Hall of Famer, and head coach of the Portland Trailblazers. And Clay, if you want to start off with a couple thoughts, we've sort of talked about it already, but we'll give some time now to discuss it.
Terry Rozier and his party, his friends or whatever associates, they were participating in shaving points. that's what the way we used to call it, shaving points. He took himself out of the game. He got information on whether a team's going to play their superstar, whether the superstar was playing hurt or was not playing at all, or how the team was affected by different injuries. And they would pass on information to that. They have him with wire fraud. Him and his friends, also known as Peso, Benzo, Spook, a list of names that probably means that you're involved with the wrong people.
These gentlemen have first names, or that's just
These are their nicknames.
Their nicknames.
But they have nicknames like that. You're involved with the wrong people. And Chauncey Billups, he was the face of a card game, as John pointed out. They would say, "Hey, listen, you get to play poker with such and such, such and such." We say prayers at the beginning of this, and the reason why is that I find is that when you involve yourself with situations that the world says is okay, you generally find yourself in situations that are going to put you at odds with either the law or God or both. And gambling is one of those things that sometimes can rear up and rear its ugly head and bite you, even though you're the face of something and you don't have anything, because you're involved in these gambling things, in which this poker is a gambling situation. You can get caught up in situations that you didn't believe if you think he didn't know. I'm not too sure that he didn't know, because it seems to me like this went on for about 3 or 4 years. And I think you might not have known the first year, but you definitely know. But all this is predicated on the NBA being a lawless propagandist front. I mean, for all the woke stuff that is happening and all the crazy things. So why is anything, is this really a surprise? I mean, we have the WNBA, which hasn't made money in 30 years, and they keep promoting it. We have the legalized gambling, which Adam Silver pushed hard for years and finally got it, because he had the back and he had friends that were involved in legalized gambling. So he wanted to push it on the NBA, and the NBA be the forefront of it. Guys, it's a terrible league. It's a terrible league. These guys hop, skip, and jump. It doesn't even look like basketball anymore. I don't even know. And this is just another manifestation of bad character that is filtered down from the top to the bottom of that league.
Well, don't worry, Clay. Adam Silver saying he's deeply disturbed by the allegations that have come out. Was interviewed last night at the Celtics-Knicks game, saying, "My initial reaction was I was deeply disturbed. There's nothing more important to the league and its fans than integrity of the competition. I had a pit in my stomach. It was very upsetting." Goes on to say, "I apologize to our fans that we're dealing with this situation." That's all I had to say.
Competition.
Last night about the incident.
LeBron James is still in the league, and they're talking about they want competition.
I said the Miami Heat are standing behind Terry Rozier. And by the way, the allegations about Terry, that had to do with the game 2 years ago when he pulled himself out of that game when he was with the Charlotte Hornets.
Right.
And the March 23rd, 2023, was in the starting lineup for the Hornets at the time. Played well in 9.5 minutes, and then 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal, and then got taken out, which he cited at the time was foot pain as a reason for not returning for the game. And then he sat out the final 8 games for the rest of the season there for the Hornets. And, well, that being said, it's not a good look for the league. It's not a good look for sports in general or the rule of law, but the rule of law caught up, and we'll see what happens as the process plays out here. And this has ties to the New York Mafia and the crime families there.
Yes.
There are a lot of webs here.
For the 5 Mafia families.
Correct. So, and I think there are probably names out there that have not been named in the indictments that we will soon learn. And it could be other guys that are involved or implicated in this as people start talking.
The Bonanno,
try to save themselves.
The Gambino, and the Genovese families. And there's a 4th one in here. I don't know. I don't want to look it up. It's enough.
Yeah.
But a lot of money was changed hands. A lot of money laundering, I believe, is going on through the NBA.
Right.
That's right, guys. The whole thing is corrupt, and it needs to be addressed.
Right. We hate to end the show on that sort of note, but we have to talk about it because it's important, and we'll see what happens as time goes on in this new saga here. So in the final 30 seconds of the program here, Clay, any closing?
Stay away from friends known as Spook, Benzo, Sugar, Nero, Peso, and Chum. Stay away from those guys. They're going to get you in trouble.
And if you see poker opportunities at your church too, run away well, or anything like that.
Run away. Run away. If your church is saying anything about poker, run away.
Everybody have a good weekend. Go Patriots. We'll talk to you next weekend.